Now that we've added our cyclic prefix, there's just one more thing we need to do to our signal to ensure that it's ready for travel through physical medium. Because of the inherent discontinuities that will arise between adjacent OFDM symbols, we need some way to emphasize the middle of the signal while de-emphasizing or driving the endpoints of the signal to 0. Typically this is done through windowing. Now luckily, LabVIEW has a lot of great built-in window functions that we can take advantage of in their signal processing toolbox. So as always, we're going to start off with our unfiltered signal, our baseband OFDM symbol that now has the cyclic prefix on it. And again, we're going to carry around our DC offset, and hopefully within this module you'll understand why we've done so. Next, I'm going to go ahead and place a case structure that I've already created here, but it's very simple to make. As you can see, we're simply calling upon the multiple window functions and just running our signal through. The default case is simply running the signal straight through, which is the same as the rectangular window. You can find these window functions by going to right-clicking, going to Signal Processing, and then going to the Windows menu. Now notice that each case structure has a title that's encased in quotation marks, and so as a result, the case structure wants some sort of string to determine which window to use. And obviously having the user type it in isn't a viable option. So on the front panel you can create what's called a ring menu, and when you do that, a little integer like this will show up. However, as we just talked about, we need an actual string. And so what you can do, and unfortunately you're not going to be able to see it on the screen, but you right click, you go to create, and then go to property node, and at the bottom there's something that's called strings. And when you do that, you get this little icon right here, and these two are actually linked together, so if you delete the integer, the strings property will go with it. Now this is an array of strings, and so we need, as always, to index the array somehow. And we're going to index it with exactly what you would imagine, our integer that's linked to the front panel. And now that we've done that, we can easily choose from the front panel any of the choices with a nice convenient menu. And note that when you create this sub VI and link it in higher sub VIs, the ring menu property will persist. They won't have to ever recreate that user-friendly feature. So next what we're going to do is run our unfiltered signal through, and then we should have our windowed signal, although we have just one more problem. We need to account for our DC offset. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take our windowed signal and add our DC offset. And hopefully you can see now why we've been carrying around this DC offset. If we were to drive the start and end points to 0 with a signal with a non-zero mean, we would have significant distortion. Therefore we need to window the function and then add the DC offset in order to properly perform the windowing function without losing any data. And that's all there is to it. If you have any questions, I encourage you to check out the CNX module or email the author.